Hey Gemini, Mariah here. I'm going to go ahead and get into your mid-month reading. What does my Geminis need to know for mid-January? Spirit, what do my Geminis need to know for mid-January? Radical curiosity, seeing as if for the first time every time. And let's get another one for you. What does my Geminis need to know mid-month, January? Potential. Ooh. Purification. Gemini, you're about to change something in a big, impactful way. In a big impact. I got to ask you personally. You ain't got to respond, of course. But how was your upbringing? And I asked that in a serious way. How was your upbringing? How was your childhood? How was your, most important moments in your life growing up? The reason why I asked you this, Gemini, is because I'm getting the image of leaps and bounds. And in this lifetime, and I don't know why this is coming up for mid-January, but it just feels very heavy for a mid-month reading. But leaps and bounds, you're getting ready to take leaps and bounds in regards to something that you want to actively pursue or go after. You're taking leaps and bounds when it comes to prior generations where you come from. I'm getting the image of somebody passing the baton to you. But I don't know who this is specifically. It feels like a male, it's a spirit. It's a spirit. It feels like a male figure. Go after it. Go after it. It's what I'm hearing. Go after it. There's something that you're wanting to go after, that you need to go after, Gemini, that you're being passed the baton to, and looking at your prior generations to you. Your family was only able to move the goalpost so far, but in this lifetime, Gemini, you're able to move leaps and bounds past what prior generations was able to do, and you're being called to move leaps and bounds past your prior generations. There's something about the color red specifically. I don't know if that's a favorite color. I don't know if that is, there's a family heirloom that has red incorporated into it. There's something about the color red specifically. Something that is important with the color red. I don't know. This is something within there's something red here. There's something red here. Something about why am I channeling it? Okay, I was not trying to channel. But there's something about somebody's specific will. Somebody left something out of a will. But it's not something that you can really write into a will. That's what I'm getting. I'm sorry. Whoever this is for you, again, it's a male figure. I don't know if this was a father, a grandfather, a brother that may have passed, or a close family friend. It's somebody of a male figure, but it's in your bloodline. This is somebody that either was close, very close like family, or it was specifically family. It's something that couldn't be written into a will. But what I'm getting that this person is saying to you that couldn't be written in a will or that couldn't be relayed is to move the goalposts forward, Gemini. There's something about a deceased loved one or somebody from your ancestry. They're wanting you to move the goalposts forward. You have a legacy ahead of you to leave behind. You have a legacy to accomplish. It's something about changing the perspective of the last name. I don't know who last name you carry, whether it's your mother's or your father's, but that last name, the identity that's associated with that last name needs to be changed, and you're being asked by whoever this is from your lineage to change the identity, to change the perception of the last name. There's something about you specifically, Gemini, that in this lifetime you're meant to transform and transmute and transcend what your family has known prior to your existence. You're meant to carry that forward so that way your future children or your current children in the future can then further pass along that baton, continuing to transform the bloodline and the name for the family. There's some sense of greater potential, higher existence, some form of ascension that needs to occur, so that way a lot of curses that may have existed within the bloodline can be broken, but also too there's a lot of abundance and prosperity that can be gained. I kind of go back to the Walton family, the family that owns Walmart, which I don't think the family really owns it anymore, but through each generation they pass down the family business. There's something about when passing this legacy down, it has to be passed down to the correct person that they feel knows how to handle this or would do their best to sustain this and maintain this. You're being chosen. Gemini, I don't care if you have siblings or not, but specifically if you do have siblings, you were specifically chosen out of your siblings by whoever this is from your past generational bloodline, because they feel as if you are best equipped to be able to transform and transition the family name or the family identity from X to Y and Z. They feel like you are most capable. You have the most potential. There's something that's being seen within you that isn't being seen within your siblings. No offense to them. And if you don't have any siblings, you're an only child. Of course, because of that, it's your duty to continue to transition that identity of the family. And again, this can look like breaking generational curses. This can look like breaking survivor mentality. This can even mean breaking a lack mentality. If you come from a family of lack, whether it's a lack in resources, finances, understanding, education, a lack in, understanding or having good relationships with people or relationship partners, there's a need for you to break this cycle and break this mold, break this tradition of what's been continued because it no longer serves. And then the next generation, all it's going to do is be a hindrance for your children or your future children. That needs to stop, and whoever this is asking you to please break that. Please break that. Because this isn't a part of your fate. The way that you've carried on and what's been passed over to you is not a part of your fate. It's not a part of the life you were meant to live. Unfortunately, you're being given the daunting task to deal with this, and it's not an easy change. You do have to put death to the old version of you to create the new version of you that can sustain what's being asked of you. And no, it's not an easy feat, Gemini, but it's a feat that you are capable of accomplishing. And when you do feel like you can't carry the weight of this on your back, if you do feel like you're struggling, if you do feel like at times you lose hope, there's a need for you to call on to whoever the specific member is and your angels to ask for strength, to ask for vision, to ask for sight, to ask for perseverance, to ask for endurance, to ask for stamina when you feel like you are weak. Because you will feel weak and you will feel lost and you will feel like you don't know the way forward. But even in those feelings, there's always going to be a guiding light to show you the way, despite you being able to see it or not, despite you feeling like it's there or not. You got somebody that's on your side and that's on your team that's always going to make sure that you persevere forward, because Gemini, you were selected. You were selected. And I'm sorry, this is completely channeled from the left. But there's mountains that you are going to have to climb. You are the mountain though. You would be your only hindrance and your biggest blockage in the way. However, if you can overcome this, if you can use the resources that are being given to you through spirit, through your angels, through whoever the specific member is, you can overcome these. Your team is your greatest benefactor here. Your team is your greatest asset. You don't walk this path alone, but it will feel like it, and it will feel hard, and it will feel difficult, but you got this. Breaking curses, breaking patterns, breaking conditionings, breaking habitual repetition that doesn't evolve you, or that doesn't evolve this bloodline or this legacy. It will prevent you from getting to where you need to go, but you can do this. You can do this. There's shadow work that needs to be looked at, Gemini. If I was to tell you to psychologically break down, which you're an air sign, so you're really good with the mental gymnastics here. If I was to tell you to psychologically break down a lot of things, being honest and very truthful with yourself, that you show up in the world as, and how you can cause issues, and how you can be your own worst enemy, and how you can be your own greatest hindrance. If I tell you to look deep and look at the shadows and take accountability, not run away from it, not allow distractions to deter you, but I mean full-on hardcore truth, the dark parts of ourselves that we don't like to see and we don't like to admit out loud to ourselves, even when we with ourselves. Spirit's asking you to look at those areas that you know you are weak in. Look at those areas that you know are your shortcomings and your shortfalls, and those areas that you know that you don't really prevail the greatest in, or that are not your strengths. Look at them, evaluate them, look at the root cause of those patterns or behaviors within oneself, and figure out how it's causing a further hindrance of going towards your potential and what it is that you want to achieve. Look at certain things that no longer serves you and that will not serve your new life, and be able to release them. You're being asked, Gemini, and I can't shake this for you. I cannot shake this from you. There's a lot of potential here, and you have the ability to completely change the identity, not only of yourself, but of your family and your family's name. And not saying that you're going to put your family's needs before you or anything of that nature, but we're talking legacy here. You're doing this for legacy. Your legacy is very important. Now, to bring it back forward to what I was talking about that will. I know I was sounding like I was going left into something else, but now it makes more sense why there's something about a will that something wasn't written into, but you can't write this into a will. Somebody from your bloodline or somebody that you are very close to, it's a male figure, has selected you, Gemini, to make these gigantic changes. But you can do it. So much potential. You can absolutely do it. Whew, I'm getting a little emotional. I'm getting a little emotional, sorry. Let me pull one more card here for you, Gemini. This was completely from Spirit. I know this will not resonate with all of you. This will probably resonate with one of you, but to the one that this is for, you are the mountain. You are the mountain. And you can conquer. We have Spirit of Spring, Freedom, Action, Power. The healing temple of the lunar light, life cycles, energy, healing, communication, and open like the lotus, flowering spirit, revelation, maturity. Oh my goodness. You can't take the old you into the new you. You can't take the old you, the old version of you, the way you operated, the way you existed into your new life cycle. You cannot take it there. It will not be able to sustain or maintain the new life that you will be living, the new changes you'll be making. It cannot stay in function. And what happens if you take your old self into your new life and life cycle is that, and I had to tell Leo this, you will end up falling back into your comfort zone because you're not used to that new change. You're not used to that new life. Sorry about that. You're not used to this new life cycle. So you go back to your comfort zone. That's how we're psychologically programmed because it's the unknown. But I do need to ask of you to really break to really break the change within your bloodline and your family. You have to take the action to not only figure out the things within yourself that will be your blockage, but then to spring forward and continue to move forward towards this potential, whatever this is that you're creating or wanting to build, or you're wanting to move towards, even if it's breaking pattern cycles or conditionings. Please, please, please do so. And that is directly with love from whoever this person's energy that I'm feeling, directly with love. So Gemini, I'll tell you I love you as well. I hope you are well. It's been a pleasure to read for you. I thank you so much, and you got this. I promise you got this. Bye.